Let's talk about making some glass flowers. We'll start off with the bits. The standard bit works good, but it breaks a lot of glass, so you can only use it on the thick pieces, and then it'll work out fine. The best bit is the diamond hole bit, which works on all glass, and it did not crack much. Drilling glass is dangerous. Do at your own risk. 12.5-inch diameter is the biggest I could do on the drill press. So if they're bigger, you got to drill them by hand. And as you can see, drilling by hand's a pain. But once you set the bit, it'll take care of itself and works out. Take the stickers off so you don't drill through them. They'll clog it up. Measure the center, and then drill a pilot hole just to start with on one side, and that helps prevent the glass from cracking. It works great. Always use water to keep the glass dust down and keeps the glass cool. You don't want to breathe any glass dust, and the water works great to prevent any dust at all and keeping it cool. Use minimum pressure. One finger on the bar to push down was all I did. Let the pressure off frequently because this glass is fragile. When you're done, you get this core drilled out. So I did a few different types of glass so you can see how to do each one. They're all very similar, but they're all different at the same time. Some have different consistency, and some are more of a challenge to drill. But if you take your time, you'll drill them all safely. It works out very well, but do not rush. If you rush, you break. Start out with a 1/4-inch carriage bolt. I use erasers as gaskets because they work well. Put a gasket between each piece, starting at the top, and then work your way to the bigger pieces at the bottom. It works well, and I use a 6-inch bolt so I can have 1.5 inches approximately left sticking out the back of the plate to mount to the base or to the stem that we're going to show you how to make later. But put the gaskets on. Let the glass kind of settle on itself naturally. We're in no rush here. All glass flowers that we made are different glass. They all settle a different, but if you just let it set, it'll take care of itself and you don't have to worry about it. Once you get the last washer on, put on the steel washer and then a nut. Tighten it down by hand till you get it snug. And you don't want to tighten it too tight because you don't want the glass to break. That's the last thing we want to do. So once you get it snug on there, you're going to get the wrench and you're going to put it on there. But you're going to hold the bolt and turn it so you're not holding the plate and it can spin if it has to. We want to get it just right. So you hold the bolt. When it starts spinning, then you grab the plate, do a 1/4 turn, and you're good. And there it is, looking good. Now let's talk about how we're going to put it on the stem. We got to make the stem first. So we get a piece of 1/2-inch conduit. I give it a slight bend at the end so the flower tilts a little bit and you get a good view of it. It shines nicely in the sun. You're going to use a pipe cutter to cut the length you need. It works really good and it doesn't leave a burr. Nice clean cut. Then you're going to drill a 5/16 hole in it so the bolt from the flower will go through it nicely. Then you got to grind off the burrs so you don't cut your hands. That's very important. Then paint the stem and mount. Once the stem's painted, you just put it on, get a 1/4-inch wing nut, tighten it up, get it snug on there. And the extra part of the bolt you can cut at any time if you'd like. Then you slide it onto a 3/8-inch pipe or rebar that's been pounded into the ground. And there you go. Your flower's done and installed. Thanks for watching. Facebook, Grandma Honey's Cottage. Facebook group, Vintage Garden. Video by Carl Zoltan Dyer.